I'm gonna wait till the car passes. So I used to have this mentor, and his name was Ethan, just like mine. And we would always have these late night conversations. And one thing he would always bring up is how it's really similar to know yourself as it is to know God. Letting yourself be known by God is very similar to knowing yourself. And I always thought that was kind of a strange thing to think about. Like, I am so different from God. I don't think about that very often, or at least in those terms. But really, both of them have to do with, like, when it's quiet, when you're all alone, being honest with yourself and being honest with the Lord. Because honestly, we know everything about ourselves, but we often just don't choose to look at it. In the same way, we know that God knows everything about us, but we just choose to hide things from Him still. In the 1600s, Blaise Pascal said that all of humanity's problems come from man's inability to sit alone quietly in a room. And he wrote that, 400 years ago, and we're still discovering how true it is today. We still have our smartphones and our laptops and our iPods and computers and headphones constantly plugged in, constantly agitating us. And I was reading about this hilarious study that the University of Virginia did in 2014, where they put these people alone in a room, and the only thing that they had in the room with them was this electrical shocker that would shock them with electricity. And these people chose to shock themselves painfully rather than sit alone quietly in the room with their thoughts for 15 minutes. All they had to do was sit there quietly for 15 minutes, but instead they chose to shock themselves. And I was reading this study cracking up, and it's an actual intellectual, scientific, academic study. These people chose to painfully shock themselves instead of sit alone in a room. That's how much we don't like being alone with ourselves. So what I've been thinking about lately is how loneliness doesn't really stem from us being apart from other people. Loneliness stems from us being apart from ourselves. And I think that if we want to cure our loneliness, if we want to be able to truly be intimate with other people, as well as truly be intimate with ourselves, we've got to get to know ourselves better. We've got to have peace inside of us that comes from knowing ourselves, being able to sit in a room alone for 20 minutes at a time and not go crazy and not want to electrocute ourselves. But it's so hard to do. We have so many distractions. So my encouragement to you today is what I'm encouraging myself to do as well, which is take time, sit by yourself alone 20 minutes a day, and just see how much more peace that introduces into your life. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." But I feel like many Christians today would rather put that on a nice looking picture, print it out and put it on their office wall, than actually just listen to it and do it. Be still and know that I am God. I think this is the best way to cure our loneliness. This is the best way to just find peace, is to just be still and know that He is God. Know yourself. Get to know yourself better. And that's the way you're going to cure your loneliness. So, how was that?